This is Bobby Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive at the SeeThruEquity 4th Annual Investor Conference 2015 in New York City. With me right now is Michael Jacobson from Reelcause Inc., RCIT. Michael?
Correct. Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Love to have you. We're excited to have you. So let's start off with an overview, if you can.
Sure. Reelcause is, somebody once described Reelcause as the love child of Kickstarter, Goldman Sachs, and YouTube, all on steroids. What we do is we provide a platform for not-for-profits that goes far beyond crowdfunding, and we help them raise money, we help them exceed their goals, which most crowdfunding sources don't, and we also leverage them into partnership programs we call Partners for Progress, which introduces them to the commercial community to generate even greater funds.
So, on that note, is it project-based or is it full on organizations?
Great question. It's really 24/7. People can do a project, they can do a goal, but what we prefer them to do is to sit down with us and say, here's what our long-term plans are, here's what our intellectual and cultural assets are, and then we will match them with foundations and corporations and high net worth individuals, anybody that we think makes a perfect fit for them so that they can exceed their goals. And that's what we're good at.
Give me an example from beginning to end of a project that Reelcause has helped.
An easy project. We had a organization, a small NGO that works with orphanages in Africa. And we had another small NGO that teaches children how to paint, and as part of an educational program to help them get over trauma. We took those two organizations and said, teach the orphanages in Africa how to paint. And then we will take the designs of the children and show them to manufacturers and ask them to incorporate those designs into a special promotional program called Reborn, which will be Reborn, which is the children in African orphanages. Worldwide Synergies, which is the 10th largest manufacturer in the world of soft goods. Their clients include Macy's and Banana Republic, large retailers like that. They said, we like this project so much, we will fund the first container to our first set of retailers, and we'll go to the retailers for you to sell this product. So we call this a Partners for Progress program. What happens is Macy's is happy because they get the first run at a very exclusive product that has great support for their social responsibility sector. Worldwide Synergies is happy with the project because it's a chance for them to honor their corporate social responsibility but also make a profit. The organizations are very happy because they now have a greater income stream than they would have had otherwise. And the children who did the design, whose orphanages, they get an educational trust so that as those products are sold, as these children reach 18 years of age and they have to leave the orphanage, they have money in the bank for them to go forward with their education. And the orphanage also participated in the royalty. So that's an example of what we call our Partners for Progress program, far beyond crowdsourcing. It's the kind of thing that nobody else does, and we have the skill set to do it well.
I was just going to say, that's much different than your normal crowdfunding. I mean, you're basically brokering a money raised for nonprofit deal.
Exactly, and we do it far beyond crowdsourcing, because what we did also...
I mean, it didn't sound like any crowdsourcing at all, actually.
Well, but here's where the crowdsourcing comes in, is that we then contracted with another NGO, Montessori Model United Nations, largest Model UN program for kids 9 to 15 years old, 5,000 schools in the US, 12,000 schools internationally. They're going to sell these products as part of their fundraising effort for humanitarian services, but also to fund their own projects that they do as part of the Model UN program. So that's where the crowdsourcing comes in, because what they'll do is they'll use our proprietary technology, which goes far beyond crowdsourcing, to take them to layers of people that they would not normally reach through crowdsourcing channels.
So I have two questions on this front. Before I ask how how the company itself makes money, which will be coming up afterwards, I want to know where are you getting this database for resources to do this? This seems like it's a lot of different areas you got to pull from to then combine them together in order to make the deal.
It's a great question. We have an incredible resources. Because we're tied to the United Nations community, we have access to all of the 3,500 global corporations that have a relationship with the Global Compact in the United Nations. Most people don't realize that almost every major corporation in the world has a representative that works with the UN, and we work with them. So we reach the international financial community and business community that way. We reach the NGO community also through the United Nations community, and word of mouth. I mean, we probably get 50 to 80 phone calls a day from people who are satisfied and have referred their organization to another organization to us. So the organizations have ended up crowdsourcing for us. It's really been exciting.
So, okay, all right, got that part. Now, on to that other question with regard to how does the company make money? Do you take it from both sides?
We take a small percentage from both sides of the deal. Mm-hmm. So if it's just an outright donation, we go to 10%. If it's a donation where we're administering the program, much like we are administering the Ebola project program and the orphanage projects, we take 20%, but we're also raising, we're taking all the administrative responsibility off the organization's hands, because organizations don't have enough infrastructure to do what they need to do to accomplish their goal. So we provide that infrastructure.
See, what's interesting about your company is that that takes a step away from your traditional crowdsourcing platforms like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, in the sense that you also are actively looking for partners to continue with the crowdsourcing on the back end once everything has been done, so to speak.
That's exactly right. What happens, Kickstarter, you put your application into a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, that company puts its blinders on. If you make your goal, fine. If you don't make your goal, fine. And only 44% or so make their goal on average. Whereas when we take a project on, the weight of the partners is so strong, they make the goal happen. They help us to achieve the goal.
Right. I was just going to say, I mean, your partners are quite large. It seems as though that you don't just throw it up there and hope it works and you raise the money.
Exactly.
This is
we can raise more for an organization that takes it. Let's say, for example, does a walk. Mm-hmm. They do a walk and it takes 500 volunteers. It takes tents. It takes getting water donated. It takes all of this fatigue and all these expenses. We can raise them more money after an hour meeting than they can do in a year of planning on a walk.
So where's the growth come from? I know I asked you the question about the resources, but how do you continue to bring on new causes and new projects?
Well, the nice thing about it is a lot of these causes will continue to repeat. Mm-hmm. So we have a project with the Model UN program that's a 10-year program that benefits UNICEF. It will be it'll be books of heroes that'll be sold through Amazon and other retailers. The first printing is in English and Chinese. We have major retailers behind that program, and it's a 10-year program. They've signed on for 10 years to do that program, and that program will beget additional programs, all of which will benefit UNICEF and other UN agencies. But the important thing is that we can benefit, a small not-for-profit that has a good idea, but that only has an infrastructure of 1 or 2 people. We're just as good at helping them grow as we are working with something like the American Cancer Society and helping them to grow. Those guys, they need our help, but they don't need it nearly as bad as that small little organization that's got 3 or 4 or 2 people and a great cause and a great idea. That's also our target audience.
So how did you get into this business? What's your background?
My background is finance and marketing, and I'm tied to the UN community through organizations. I mean, I was the liaison at the UN for some special projects for American Express and for Mercedes-Benz of North America, or large organizations like that. So I really learned how to understand what was missing most people outside of First Avenue, where the UN is located, don't really realize the amount of resources that are available to them. We do. And we take and leverage our knowledge to help the clients that we work with.
So where can our investor audience go to find more information on Reelcause?
I'm glad you asked that question. It's it's Reelcause, REELCAUSE.com.
That's REEL.
That's correct. It's the reel like a movie reel.
So that's Reelcause.com, REELCAUSE.com. My name is Bobby Kraft, and I'm here live on SNNLive at the SeeThruEquity 4th Annual Investor Conference 2015 in New York City. And with me to tell me the story of Reelcause has been Michael Jacobson from Reelcause Inc., RCIT. Michael, thank you again for coming on to SNNLive.
Thank you so much for letting me up here.